Hello everybody, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And it's time for the annual ARTV slash Wonky Angle ripoff. 2021, what a gloriously insane year. The highs of this year were probably higher than last year. I mean, definitely. There were like a lot of concerts that I went to and I'm really happy about those. But the lows were so inexplicably low that they probably made this year the worst year of my life. Like, holy Christ, this was an absolutely horrible year. Not entirely for music, but, like, for my life, it was just terrible. But talking about music this year, I mean, in 2021 was like, I don't know, it was like, it was really hard to do because, like, new music was, like, promoted so intensely that it just didn't seem like the music itself was genuine anymore. And, like, I don't know, stands on Twitter and everything, and, like, the entire music world was absolutely insane. NFTs were starting to get crazy, and I really, really do not like those, but yeah, music in 2021 was just insane. But I still collected a whole bunch of CDs this year, and, yeah, let's go through those, shall we? And speaking of the wonky angle, why don't we start with him? This right here is, oh my goodness! This is 256 Pi's Marble Jar, remastered of course. This album came out all the way back in 2011, and for its 10th anniversary, Tommy decided to do a limited CD run of the album, and there were only 20 copies of it, since Tommy figured that those are the amount of people that would buy a CD from him. And I was one of them, and it was shipped all the way from Chicago to Budapest, and unfortunately, it was shipped by FedEx, so thanks a lot, FedEx. And that's why the album cover is just, or I mean the jewel case is just completely shattered, but honestly, that's not a problem for me. What matters to me is the music. There are a couple of tracks which Tommy had to cut down to make them shorter, but other than that, like, the album is, I think, it's really good. It's some really nice, like, minimal techno-type stuff. Check it out if you haven't already. I think it's pretty good. I picked up a copy of Alanis Morissette's Such Pretty Forks in the Road, and yes, there will be people who will say to me, you know, you gotta check out Jagged Little Pill and all that stuff, which I will definitely do, but I just think the sounds of this album are actually kind of soothing for me. I think the production on it is really, really good, and the lyrics on this album are honestly pretty clever, I must say. And I just figured I would pick up this album because I really enjoy it. It's freaking great. Next up, I have Armin van Buuren's The State of Trance 2021 mixes. And, I mean, what could I say? All the tracks on here are absolute bangers. There are some that are better than others. Like, there are some tracks that kind of go on too long or I am bored by them. But honestly, it doesn't matter. I think the mixes are really, really good, and I really like the design on the inside here. And, yeah, I just really do think that these mixes are quite good. I really enjoy almost every single track on here. The Beatles' Rubber Soul. This was a transitional point for the band, and honestly, I think this album is pretty underrated, and I think it's kind of overshadowed since it came out right before Revolver, but, like, I think some of these tracks are really, really freaking good. Like the sitar-driven Norwegian Wood, the fantastic harmonies on Nowhere Man, and even some really underrated tracks like Ringo Starr's What Goes On and I'm Looking Through You, even though that latter one is a pretty big mess, but, yeah, and, speaking of Ringo Starr, we'll get to him later in the video. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. I mean, come on, I already really liked and loved Don't Smile at Me and When We All Fall Asleep, and this album is just freaking phenomenal. The lyrical themes on here are excellent and sometimes even personal. I really do love them. They do hit a lot of, like, you know, personal feelings for me, and the production on here is absolutely incredible. You can thank Phineas for that. And also, the copy I got of this album came with a gigantic freaking poster. Coldplay, A Rush of Blood to the Head. Hard rock legends Deep Purple with their 2020 album Whoosh. I really do love that title. Drake's If You're Reading This It's Too Late mixtape. This project is, I mean, it's amazing. It's probably the only amazing project that Drake has ever put out, you know, like a full album. I mean, this isn't even an album, it's a mixtape. But, like, this is probably the only, like, amazing full project that Drake has ever put out. I mean, I listened to Scorpion, and while I did like the first disc on it quite a bit, the second disc had a bunch of clunkers on it. So I don't exactly know if I'm ever gonna get a Drake CD again, but I for sure know that this mixtape right here is freaking great. I love the lyrical themes on here. I think this is the most clever project that Drake has ever put out. The most successful Austrian musician of all time, Falco, and his debut album Einzelhaft. Fall Out Boy, American Beauty, American Psycho, only a few more Fall Out Boy albums I have to pick up. Fiona Apple's Fetch the Bolt Cutters. I mean, it's a freaking genius album, what can you really say about it? Now this one is interesting. This is Hardwell's United We Are album, and this is a German edition of the album, which has the remix album on the first disc and the original on the second disc. And the original album also has a couple of bonus tracks on it. And also there's a little sticker that I have no idea where to place so far. Iggy Pop, Post-Pop Depression. I will definitely check out the man's other projects, but I for once know that this is a freaking great project. And it's produced by Josh Homme, so I mean, you can't really go wrong with this one. I never thought I would get into Iron Maiden, but like their music is absolutely epic. We've got the self-titled debut album right here and also The Number of the Beast. More definitely coming soon. Lady Gaga's Chromatica in its deluxe form. Liam Gallagher, MTV Unplugged. Madonna's Confessions on a Dance Floor. Amazing new disco all around. The Italian rockers Måneskin, who won Eurovision in 2021, have got two albums that I think are absolutely amazing. Il Ballo della Vida and Teatro di Ira Volume 1, and there's definitely a video on them that is coming soon. Mark Knopfler's mini soundtrack for the film Wag the Dog. Miley Cyrus's Plastic Hearts. I think the genres that Miley explores on this album suit her the most. And of course, Midnight Sky is an eternal jam, so I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Oh god, this one's a heartbreaker. So, you remember how last year I told you that the legendary Hungarian band Omega released the album Testamentum after their founding member is synthesizer player, and also their bassist passed away? Well, this year, they were going to, release the album on vinyl, and also have 3 bonus tracks, which appeared right here on CD on the Testamentum Bucu Stato EP, which is pretty nice. But a couple of weeks before the vinyl and CD dropped, the lead singer got sick, and then also died, and, yeah, the band is now basically dead, except for the lead guitarist and drummer, and also some other people. But, like, the band is dead at this point, and also with them and with the lead singer, a piece of the country died. Like, good god. I mean, this is just absolutely insane that this could actually happen in 2021, and it happened in December. We all thought it was gonna be over, but nope. We still had to nail down the coffin. Screw 2021. And, honestly, if there's gonna be anyone who will, continue the band's legacy, I'll tell you guys, it's gonna be me. Stay tuned. And speaking of Hungarian music, here we've got Bodhipathy and the Love Band with their 2020 album Sikra. These guys, I mean, they make freaking amazing music. I've seen them in concert in November, and they were also amazing there, so please, for the love of God, start listening to them. You don't want to miss their music in your life. Here's a spoiler for one of my next reviews, Pink Floyd's The Endless River right here. And yes, I will get every single Pink Floyd album later on, just you wait. The Red Hot Chili Peppers' self-titled debut album, most people don't really seem to enjoy this one, just like all their other, like early stuff. But honestly, if you just want some really unserious funk rock, then this is the album for you. It's got a bunch of bonus tracks on it as well. Ringo Starr's Zoom In EP, and yeah, I know, Ringo makes really corny and cheesy music nowadays, but I honestly really like it, and I also like the other EP he released this year, Change the World, but I didn't get that one on CD yet. Robin Schulz 4, this is a collection of great dance pop for the radio. The Rolling Stones' Blue and Lonesome, a collection of great Chicago blues covers. Rest in peace, Charlie Watts, you have no idea how much we miss you. This next one is weird. German techno outfit Scooter, with the big mashup in its 20 years of hardcore re-release, which I actually really do enjoy, and also music for a big night out. Taylor Swift's Folklore. I mean, obviously, if you know about my love for Taylor Swift, you know that I had to pick up this album. And finally, to bring it all home, the CDs for the cancelled Eurovision Song Contest 2020 and also 2021. Well, that was one heck of a video, wasn't it? And thank you for watching it. If you want to see more content from me, then please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, Happy New Year to you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.